Welcome to Insight Marketing Success, the podcast where marketing knowledge meets real-world experience, from vision to execution.
Welcome to IMS, Inside Marketing Success. I had the opportunity to talk to you and meet with you before, but for our audience, let us know who you are.
Sure. So I'm a strategist and multidisciplinary designer and soon lawyer to be. So I have been working in different industries for many years, like over 15 years of experience in different fields. And I started my career as a designer. I am an FIT grad, and then I completed my master's in strategic design and management at Parsons School of Design. And that's where everything started and how I pivoted my entire career path from being a designer to being a strategist and then a lawyer, hopefully soon.
Well, congratulations. So you seem
Thank
to have a lot of education.
Thank you so much.
So tell us about your journey. If I remember right, you told us your school helped you to start your first company, and then you now have moved into learning about FDA and so forth. So tell us about that journey.
Sure. So my school has that special program that is founded by Ray Alexander. It is Parsons eLab, which is specifically designed for fresh entrepreneurs to find their path in that complex road. So that's where it started. They helped me to build something from the scratch. And it was a great opportunity for me to be part of that special selected group of people with great mentors around. And, you're all by yourself. You don't know where to start. So it was a great start for me in New York City. So getting that trust from the people that you were joining their lectures like a couple years ago, and then all of a sudden they become part of your project, your business idea, and the entire process. It was amazing opportunity. So that's how it started. And my company, Jayu, it was a medical device company at that time. So that's my first business actually. And I was trying to register the products with FDA. But it was like extremely expensive and costly process, time-consuming process as well. But I had to start something soon. I had to have those milestones accordingly. So what I did, I started taking classes from Harvard to learn more about that scene in the United States, how to, handle those compliance issues, how to do everything by yourself, how to be Medicare, Medicaid eligible. And that's what I did for my products, for my sports medicine products. And then with pandemic and everything, it turned out something else because I could be able to add more products, like more PPE, personal protection equipments, other than the products that we were starting to sell. So it was a great flexibility for me. And as an entrepreneur, I always suggest that to my students and the people that I'm mentoring to. You got to have that flexibility no matter what. Because along the journey, that's the important thing that you are going to hold on. And then that really helped me. And then, like from that moment, since I started and doing it for my own business and for my own products, manufacturers started to ask about those things, like, can you handle it for us? Can you do this? Can you do that? Because it's a super gray area. People do not know how to communicate with those experts in that specific area. It's not that easy to find. When you find them, it's extremely expensive and it takes time and they have a different language. So my idea was simplifying it and making it like really accessible and like, an easy step for the manufacturers because they already deal with so many things. And that's where I pivoted my business and branched out as New Design Lab. And that's how it started. It's coming from my own experience, my own personal journey. I know the difficulties. I learned everything in-house, like, how to import goods, how to deal with customs and borders, when there's an issue with your product codings, or when there is an issue with the paperwork with the companies that you work with. So I experienced everything like as a first-hand person. And then I started providing those solutions to the manufacturers especially overseas manufacturers that they have no experience in the US market.
Right. Very good. So your knowledge came out of the need and experience for your first company, JG.
That's
Right?
correct. Yes.
Very good. And now you are about to become a lawyer and FD, for compliance in the United States for FDA and EPA compliance.
Actually, I'm getting my degree in the UK. To
Okay.
be honest, yeah, I got introduced to the program by an American professor. I was just visiting London, and when you're in the United States, you're a little bit far from the other side of the world. And I was just like, okay, until I get to the point that I really feel good about my company, I'm not gonna travel. My parents were visiting me for like a couple of years. I never had an opportunity to take like long break because it's really tough being an international person in a country that you're learning about the culture, you're trying to build something on your own. It's a long and tough journey. Um, Sorry about that. So yeah, that's that was my path. And then I was trying to build something global. And I was always thinking about like getting my law degree in the United States, but without having that background, I had to stick to a specific state. But with my parents being in Istanbul, they were also suggesting me at least to have an office in London or like, find something in the middle so that we don't have to travel like 11 hours. So you can go back and forth. And once I built that structure for myself in the United States, I was just like, okay, that's the time to explore. And during that exploration time, I decided with that suggestion, and I decided in one day, but it was always in my mind. Like, I was taking my notes when I see a law book at a random place. I was feeling that, but I never had that courage. So probably it was the right time. So I was just like, okay, let's start it. And now I'm studying UK and Wales law. And it's really exciting opportunity for me because I always wanted to be a, global problem solver as a strategist, not like sticking to one place. And like hopefully in the future, I can make it like global in that area. And now it started in the UK. But it teaches me a lot about the global law, rules, regulations. Yes, it is a different country, but it is not that far. And it's coming from the same basic common law, that we also have in the United States. So yeah, that's how I started.
Right, very good. So your new company that you have, New Lab Consulting and Development, you're going to be, how are you going to, how have you been marketing yourself?
So
What's the biggest challenge of marketing you have encountered?
To be honest, it started with my core group of people that I have been working with, with my medical device company. So that's how it started. So that's why it's really important building that core, the structure for yourself first, and then putting yourself out there. Because being an agency strategist, agency owner, it's really tough. You're not providing something specific, and if you are not clear enough with your goals and what you do at your agency, it is a gray area. So what you're providing is a strategist design or like marketing or strategy. Okay, but what is that? So I had to find a very specific path because when you are not really experienced in that specific area, especially in the very beginning, you got to prove yourself. You got to show that yes, you can handle projects because you're not experienced yet. You don't have like 20 years of experience in that specific field, and you claim that you're gonna find a solution to the big players or the manufacturers, to the people that they have been doing what they're doing for many, many years. So it's tough, of course. But when you show them, like, okay, let's take one step at a time. I can handle your compliance solutions, which is a requirement to sell your products in the United States or in the United Arab Emirates as well. They're using the same system. So that's a requirement. Let's complete that first. You trust me, my company, and then I handle your project, your small project, and then that opens the door for us to handle their I don't know, strategic marketing process or something else. So that's how it works for my end. That's not necessary that everybody is going to start like that, but it really worked in that way in my field because, again, being a designer as well, that was the difficulty. When you have specific degrees, like when you're a doctor or a lawyer or something, you're specified and people are really clear what they want from you. But when you are doing something creative, something strategic, something that is gonna be built up in your hands, gaining that trust is really difficult. That's my experience. They're like,
Okay.
okay,
So
but
how have you overcome that? I understand the challenge. How have you overcome? I mean, one step at a time is good, and so one problem at a time is good. Is that the strategy that you're using now, or have you been able to have now case studies for people?
that's what I'm doing right now. And also the case studies, it's great tool for the school, for your academic research and everything. But to be honest, when I started working in the field, I was just like, oh my God, it's really different. Like your negotiation ability comes to the table, like, how you're gonna convince people that you are gonna get that project. I'm just gonna make it up. Like until I convince them for a 25K dollars worth of projects, I don't think that I can convince them 250K $1,000 worth of project. It's just like one step at a time really works for me. When they see that, yes, we're really prompt, we are providing what they want to get, and we are, keeping our promises as a company, they see that and they're like, that's what I hear. It makes me happy, but it's sad at the same time. Wow, we weren't expecting that. I'm like, why not?
Very good. Very good. It seems like your hunger for entrepreneurship has led you to where you are today, and you have been flexible in the process. So you have some experience now, but if you were to be able to talk to yourself when you just graduated from school and say, Fulya, be aware of this, or give yourself some advice, what advice will you give yourself?
Great question. So I really put a lot of pressure on myself, but like all of us, I know. But instead of putting that pressure and wasting my time dealing with half of the time with the stress and the rest of the time dealing with like, getting better at my education or my, the area of expertise, I would want to have that, like, I want to experience that, like, in a clearer, like in a better and clearer path, not like stressful ups and downs, a lot of drama, what we're gonna do, how am I gonna pay everything for the company. Instead of doing that, okay, like, no matter what, like we're gonna see, the time will show us, like do what you gotta do and then think about the rest later on. Do not stress yourself at the beginning and then um, deep dive into the topics that you cannot solve today. So instead of doing that, be more future oriented, even if it's for a month. Like we can do that as human beings. We can do that for the next 5 years. Like we can put the things in our mind and we like, okay, I want to be in that specific place. But when it comes to short-term goals, I think like when I have that conversation with my friends, other entrepreneur friends, they experience the same thing most of the time. We're not good at like with the short-term stress, managing the stress kind of process. It's always like, okay, what we're gonna do, what's next? Maybe it's because we are so, I mean, I lived in New York like over a decade. Maybe that was the thing. People have no time to listen to your excuse, listen to what you're experiencing with your psychology for that specific day. Nobody cares your mental health. Get the job done, no matter what it is. You gotta get it done, and that's it. So maybe that's why. So that's what I see in the UK culture. They're like more of like laid back. Okay, work-life balance is important because the mental health is important.
Okay,
So
so
yeah, it's really
work-life balance would be the key here. Okay,
exactly.
Very good. My last question to you is this. Let's imagine that you are in a restaurant and there are friends behind you, but they don't know that you are there. And your best friends are talking about you. What are
Okay.
the 3 things that you would like to hear from them?
I would
Positive.
like to. She's committed,
Committed.
persistent, and having fun along the process is really important for me. She's also a fun person. She has that fun personality, not like boring in like, yes, hardworking, but not like in a boring and like, committed in a way that I'm gonna kill myself with it. No, it's just like enjoying the process is really important. That's what I learned along the way. Yes, I'm a result-oriented person, but also the process is extremely important, not to burn out yourself and then the people around. So yeah, that's what I would love to hear. Can I do that? That burnout part? Maybe not, but that's what I feel like, okay, I gotta learn more and I gotta educate myself more in terms of that.
Right.
At least
Wonderful.
I know, it's a weakness sometimes.
Fulya, thank you very much for being part of IMS. I appreciate your time today and look forward to getting to know you better.
Thank you so much. I appreciate your time and having that opportunity. It's great. Thank you so much.
Thanks for listening to Insight Marketing Success, where marketing knowledge meets real-world experience from vision to execution.